Okay, I just wanted to get on here and do a little update on how things are going while you stare at my kitties, except for Shelby, who was behind me in the window. But the sun is coming through that way, so I'm afraid it will glare if I turn it around. It's Gamora, Bagheera, Anne Marie. Shelby is behind me. They're all rescues that we've chosen to keep and love. Santa has been adopted, and like always, the perfect adopters came along. In the end, it always works out. So he is being spoiled. Shelby is eating my ponytail or trying to rub it. He's being spoiled. He's got a great home with a couple and 2 dogs and a small farm. And the dogs and him, everybody's getting along. He's doing well. So he gets to be spoiled rotten like he deserves. And we miss him, but that is how it goes. So they can move on to their perfect home. I wanted to talk a little bit about adoption fees. I'm going to have a more detailed put together video later. So this is just kind of going to be mentioning some things that I'm going to dig deeper in later. So it's going to be a little scattered. But some of the problems we run into as a nonprofit and being a smaller nonprofit. Shelby, leave Mama's hair alone, baby. Is people think that because it's a small rescue or, it's more personal, I guess they think there's not going to be an adoption fee. But at any shelter, there's an adoption fee. And for cats, kittens usually, especially under 6 months, sometimes they'll price it different between 0 and 9 months, or maybe even 0 to 12 months. Here comes Shelby. Their adoption fees are always going to be higher. The same thing for puppies. I've been researching shelters across our area of the state we live in and some out of state, just so I could compare myself, what we're doing, and we're still lower than those around us in our own state. There usually always will be a little bit higher because people look at it as a kitten. It's going to be a kitten forever. Oh, that kitten's so cute. I gotta have that one. I want to adopt that one. And the intentions to vet the animal or keep the animal long term, they're not really thought through. The finances, the monthly preventative medications to keep your animals healthy and happy because they're healthy. We've got 2 dogs and 4 cats, actually 5 if you count one in the rescue that we're not adopting out because she's had so much trauma and she's used to us and we know all her quirks, and we just decided to keep her. So technically 5. Monthly preventatives, flea and tick medication, medication we get monthly has flea and tick and mites and a couple types of worms and heartworm preventative. Anymore you can get an all-in-one monthly dose from your veterinarian. Even over the counter, it just may not have anything other than flea and tick in it without a prescription. It's so easy. Once a month and they're taken care of, but yes, that adds up per animal. Believe me, I know that it adds up because we do it ourselves, but that's important to us. Anne Marie, Anyhow, so it's higher for the reason of it causes you to think a little bit more about it because the price is higher. They don't want these kittens. There's a high rate of return back to shelters or being dumped and they've not been fixed yet. And then you've got the problem of more cats being born that aren't wanted and don't have a home, which are the kittens that we take in. Because said animal was never spayed and the males weren't neutered and people can't afford to keep the offspring of these animals. It also helps ensure, to the most you can be sure, that it's going to be a good family, because they're willing to pay this adoption fee. That speaks for them being willing to take them to future vet appointments and monthly preventatives, their yearly vaccines, taking them to the vet when they're sick. It also, this happens more than people know. All you gotta do is start diving into it and researching it, even in smaller areas. A kitten adoption fee is going to be a little bit higher because you have your not good people who will go and take litters of free kittens. And now this is going to go into a different video later of why to not give kittens away for free. Even if it's just you and you've got a litter of kittens. I mean, even if you ask $10, $15 a kitten, I mean, you're still doing your best to hopefully ensure that these people are going to give $10, $15, $20 even, that they're not going to take this cat or kittens and use them in dog fighting or sell to people who use these animals in dog fighting for drug money, or abuse these animals, or they get a free kitten, they've not put any money into it. It comes time for vet time or getting the animal fixed or keeping them medicated for fleas and ticks and mites. It's easier for them to not do it, and it's easier for them to see it as they invested nothing in it. It was a free kitten. Take it to a shelter, or drive it out and leave it in the woods, or whatever. So another reason is to prevent ill intentions. Do some research on it. It's there. Okay. My adoption fee, depending on the cat, or some cats, some people, if we know it's a cat that somebody's going to pick just because it's unique in its looks or something, might ask $10 more than what I usually ask for something. But usually I ask $40, and the nearest large humane society in a metropolitan area an hour away from us, from what I could find on their website, they ask $50 for a kitten. Let's see, what did I write down? Oh, no. Wrong. Sorry, I knew that was higher. What I could find on this particular website, it was a kitten from 8 weeks, which is usually the earliest they can spay or neuter safely. A lot of vets want to wait to a minimum of 3 months at least, some 6. With me being in rescue, my vet will usually do, if I have them ready and all their shots and everything has been completed by 3 to 4 months, I can usually go ahead and schedule them. to get spay or neuter. So 8 weeks to 5 months, and this is the cheapest around me in what I would consider a metropolitan area, big city, biggest one around us, is $75 according to their website. An adult, they're calling an adult 6 months to 6 years. I wrote down $50. They're calling cats 7 years plus, mature, $25. Because the older the cat gets, it can pretty much be assumed that if you're going to adopt the cat, that you're serious about it, especially if it's an older cat. Where all the quick decisions are made without thinking through, again, is the babies, the cuteness. That's all you can see at the time is the cuteness, and the same goes for puppies at shelters. And puppies are actually a lot higher than cats. I wrote down that they give a discount on the kitten 8 week to 5 months. If you adopt a pair, if you get approved for a pair, it's $125 total. And this particular place is labeling certain cats as barn cats, or $15 adoption fee. Okay, we'll do dogs there. I did write down the dogs just to have puppies on here. Puppies, they're calling 8 weeks to 5 months, again, at this large humane society in the largest city in our area. $300. Again, because so many are taken on the basis of, oh, that puppy is so cute, that kitten is so cute. Okay, but it's just like a child or another person in the house. You have to take care of it. They're calling adults 6 months to 6 years on the dogs. It's $175. And mature dogs 7 years and up, Shelby, don't eat mommy's papers, is $75. Give me those papers. No. Okay. So, that's just an example. I'm not going to go into all of these different places right now. It's something we have started doing too, is having a relinquishment fee. We are so small and we're really still not getting donations yet. I'm trying. I'm learning how to do this as we go, how to get ourselves out there. We're only in our second year. Relinquishment fees. One place, a humane society, a little smaller than the one I was just referencing, again, in our area of the state we live in, has an animal intake fee of $20 an animal. And because we are pretty much still like 99% doing all of this from our own pocket, we physically write out a check donation to Kittens, Kneading Companions, our 501c3 nonprofit that we started, and go and deposit it in the nonprofit's bank account. And that's how we're mostly getting money in it right now, except for when we get an adoption fee or a relinquishment fee. So something that my husband and I were discussing at the end of last year, and lots of other shelters have to do this too, because we are nonprofit. We're not making money. There is no profit. That's not what it's about, and that's not why I'm doing this. So this year I've started asking $10 a kitten. And sometimes I'll even drive to get them if I have room. And I have to ask, because I understand, say, a litter of 5, like I took in a litter of 5. Hey, my wee wee, what are you peeking at? Bagheera, Shelby. So I asked the lady if, first I said, yes, I do have room. We had room for a litter, no more than 2 at a time. We try to stay 1 at a time because our rescue building is not set up for any more than that, nor are our pockets right now. My dream would be to build a bigger place on our property if we were ever blessed with enough, help and donations to that. Anyhow, so asked she give 10 a cap, which was $50 to help go toward food and litter for those cats, which in the long term doesn't cover much, but anything is better than nothing. And usually somebody who really wants to save the kittens, they don't want them to get ran over. Like, she lived by a busy highway, and yes, she was totally fine with that. I went and picked them up. She just wanted them to be able to go to good homes and be taken care of and not get killed crossing the highway or by another animal. It's also out in the country, way out, rural. So that's something else that we've started asking, and I don't think that's very much at all. And a lot of places do have an animal intake fee. So I'll go ahead and read the prices on this other one where they had their animal intake fee listed. They're also a humane society. They're in a smaller city in our area of the state. And what I wrote down from their website adoption fee page, they have adult dogs $100, puppies $125, and cats are all the same price. They didn't break it down at their place. It's $85. And they have an animal intake fee of $20. They are smaller. I wouldn't necessarily say small, but smaller than the other one, a humane society. When you think of a larger shelter. Okay, and I can say from personal experience with our own pets and running this rescue, this nonprofit we set up in the state of Missouri, the adoption fee of $40 to $50 or intake fee of $10, which is kind of where we're sitting at right now, it just is like helps the tip of the iceberg. What we really need and how shelters, nonprofits are able to survive is with the help of donors. And I'm learning how to do that without feeling, I don't think, guilty is not the word, but I'm non-confrontational. I'm not a salesman. That's why I'm not in that, never went into that field. I can't. That's not the personality I have. I don't like to be pushy or anything. But I'm having to learn in rescue. I've read about why and how you need to set boundaries, not just with how many cats you take in or the age you're going to focus on, because you can't do all of it. You need to pick a certain area, and for us, it's kittens, and we try to take them between like 5 and 8 weeks, no more than 10 or 11 weeks. 5 weeks is the safest age. They can be weaned. I don't know where the other 2 cats, they're over there on the floor somewhere. Oh, I'm a wee. And for what we do, we focus on socialization too. I have 3 children at home still, and they are out there in our room all the time. At least 3 times a day, they've got themselves a schedule. They go out there for a couple hours at a time, play with these kittens, they spoil them. They've got the 2 litters we have out there now wearing clothes. They make clothes for them. They put the clothes on them. They wear them. They don't even try to take them off. The lap babies are spoiled. They are loved more than they could be loved. Before they go to their forever home, who's going to love them even more? That is the insight. I lost my train of thought there. Yes, yeah, the money. I'm going to do a breakdown. I'm trying to go through my most recent vet receipts from the 2 litters I have out there and their vaccination appointments, including office fees, the amount of boosters they need. If I get them young enough to take them in early enough, I will pay for, or the nonprofit will pay for a new kitten exam so that they can be checked out to the best of the vet's ability, see if they have any problems or future problems we can see. They have 3 appointments for vaccinations because they're required to have 2 booster appointments if they're taking it early enough. If it's closer to like 10 to 12 weeks, they usually just do 1 booster appointment, and then the last appointment, you'll add in the rabies vaccination. Fecals, if I feel like we need more fecals outside of the new kitten exam. It's a lot. Okay. There's a lot more that I want to research and do a more put together video. But these are just some things that have been on my mind. I was like, oh, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, or somebody gets mad. But this is how rescue and nonprofit works. And we're not just a person. People get confused, I think, because we look so small. We are small. But we have done all this ourselves. And we have gone through the proper channels. And we have gone through the state of Missouri. We have applied through the IRS. And we have went down the checklist and did everything we needed to do over time, and we're finally where we are. And Boo Boo Gamora, learning as we go. You learn every day. Isn't that right, Gamora? We learn every day. What do you want? So, and the kittens in the room, the oldest litter of 5 out there, they received their last booster, and then they got their rabies vaccine at their last appointment. It's been a couple weeks. I don't have the date in front of me. So for them, I'm waiting on either us getting the money together or through donations, getting them spayed and neutered, and then I can list them. And I think what I'm going to do, there's 3 boys in that litter and 2 girls. All 3 boys are tabbies. Already extremely spoiled rotten lap babies from my kids. Handsome little gray tabbies. I'm thinking I'm going to do the boys as a group, have them neutered at the same time. That'll also be just 1 office fee. And then get the boys adopted out, or at least listed, and then work on saving for the 2 little girls. And then our youngest litter of 5 gets their last set of boosters this Friday, and they'll get their rabies vaccination. We always just wait to the end to do that. And then they'll be waiting in line to be fixed. So we'll see how things go. We're hoping and praying for some donations. I personally sat down and addressed and postage and handwritten messages to over 50 small businesses and small owners in our area. Trying to reach out. Maybe we will get something back from that. I need to get all my paperwork from the IRS and state together and get it in a portfolio to be presented to my veterinarian's office. It'll be up to the owner, which is the head vet there, and see if they would like to work with us on starting maybe some discount appointments, or however, if they have a way that they help work with rescues in the area, maybe they'll be willing to work with us. I've just yet to get all of that together. It's on my long list of things to do, and of course, kittens, they just can't sit. I've still got to get them to their appointments and stuff so that we can work on finding their homes. Gamora's up in the treehouse. So that is the update on the kittens in the kitten room, the update on Santa. He has been adopted to a great loving home. He's being spoiled. He likes his doggy friends. So we're very happy with that. And with that, we will say goodbye with Gamora's waving tail. She's probably staring at birds and thinking about what she would do to them if she could get out there. She's our little huntress. Bye-bye.